Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm in Sydney and I'm in my car. So that's one of the cool things about working online is you can actually do it anywhere. So I would love for you to say hi if you're watching. And if you're watching for the first time and I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, my name is Elizabeth Elenor and this is Pause. So today I want to talk about the messy middle because oh my gosh, how many of you, are you someone that's got a lot going on at the moment, right? Are you going through a whole heap of stuff and you've got relationship stuff going on and you've got work or career stuff going on and you've got family stuff going on and you've got health stuff going on and you're just trying to keep it all together, right? And then you're influenced by what's on TV and you're influenced about what you're seeing outside in the community and the shops and all of that sort of stuff. And it can be really freaking challenging. It can be really challenging when you are doing your best to hold on to what you want to create, what it is that is happening in your life. And especially when other people are involved, because when other people are involved, it gets really, really messy. And I know that as a creator for myself, I, holding the frequency of what it is that I want to create and being in a relationship with someone that, my family, for example, my mum, my children, my fiance, my brothers, all of these people have got their own stuff going on, right? And tell me in the chat, what is your thoughts about when something's going on for people that you love and it can really get you down, can't it? It can really hold you in this vibration where you're feeling empathy for them. You're feeling the pain that they may be going through. You want to help. Your heart is there and you want to help. And then you're going, well, wait a minute. What was it that I was doing? I was, in the middle of creating something, like I want to find a new partner, or I want to, live at a high frequency. And you've got these things going on around you that are pulling you down. How do you get out of the messy middle when there's really deep emotional stuff going on for other people or for yourself, right? It can be really challenging. So first of all, it's acknowledging. I'd like to swear. It's really challenging. It's really challenging when there's other people around and they're going through stuff. How do you hold your own vibration in that process? Well, first of all, it's, if it's you, I want to just say, I'm really feeling for you, right? And if it's someone is someone that you love dearly and you're watching them go through something, I really feel for you, okay? Because when you're an empathetic and when you're an empath, like most of you are, that if you're in this group, then you're in that frequency and you feel things deeply, then it's really challenging to hold your own vibration. And in fact, sometimes it actually feels quite, what's the word for it? It feels like you don't empathize if you're not going down into that sadness and pain and trauma with that person, right? Sometimes you can feel like you're being selfish if you're not feeling the pain with them. Tell me in the chat if this is something that you can relate to, because it can be really challenging when you're a spiritual being and you're choosing to experience something for yourself and other people are going through the mud. So a couple of things that I want to share with you is that first, you've just got to recognize where you are, right? Recognize how you're feeling, recognize where other people are feeling, feel the empathy so that you know that, you're still you're still human. Feel that empathy, feel that connection to them. And if it feels right, go into the depths with them if that's the way you are, if that's your type of personality. And then you need to really learn how to disconnect from that so that you're not going down into the pain with them, because then you're creating that pain for yourself and it doesn't feel good, right? Do you really want to go into the pain with them? It's like trying to pull someone out of the mud and they put their hand up, right? And what they do is they end up pulling you into the mud with you, and no one is there to really support you to get out of the mud because you're both in the mud, right? So it's being able to say, hey, I feel you, I understand, and connect with them deeply, right? Feel your emotions, give them your love and support, and then know that they are a powerful being that can change this for themselves. And that actually, if you're really going to help them, then the way to help them is to stand back in your vibration. Stand back in the things that you know for yourself to be true. Now, this is the tricky bit, because if you have the same sort of emotional traumas, triggers, wounds as that person, then you're going to couple with them. You're going to lock into their pain, and you're going to spend all that time wallowing in the mud and throwing it all over yourself. Here, let's muddy each other up together. So it's having to do your own deep inner work and do some self-soothing and self-reflection and self-awareness. Because when you're self-aware of what's going on for you, that's when you can do the inner work, when you can really look deeply at what's going on and what is it triggering in you? How can you look at what it is? What are the emotions that are coming up for you? Do the work that's going to support you to really reflect on connecting back to yourself. Clear that stuff out of the way, right? That's where someone like I might come in if it's not something that you can do by yourself. Getting someone that can sit in the frequency of holding that beautiful space for you with you, where you're connecting to yourself again. And mirror that instead of mirroring the wounds. Get someone to support you in that, if that's what's needed. Do the work of clearing those emotions and those frequencies out of your body so that you can then go back into holding that space of what is it that you really want? What would you like to see instead? I'm just about to run another Calling in the One program. It's a 12-week online program, right? And one of the things that I do in this process is I hold the frequency of the women that are looking for a, conscious partner, someone that they can really go through the depths together and come out the other side and really create an amazing, powerful life full of joy and bliss and fun and excitement and all the friggin' love and all that sort of jazz that we really want, right? So I hold that frequency for those women in that space. We've got 14 women ready to start. I think it's next week actually, or 8 days away from now, where we're going to be doing a deep dive into clearing all the stuff that's getting in the way of holding that space for a partner that is divinely connected to us, that divine partner that's got that same frequency, so that when these sort of things come up, that there's some beautiful transparency, there's some honesty, there's some total love and safety, so that you can do this sort of work together and realign to what it is that you want to create. And so, Calling in the One is one of these programs that's going to clear all of that dark, wounding that can be holding us back from holding that same frequency that we want to create in a relationship. When we want to align with someone that's got our back, that we feel safe with, that we feel loved and supported and connected to, right? That's the sort of work that we're going to be doing without having to go back into the trauma, and without having to, go into the rejection of dating apps and all the murky slime that's in those horrible places. Is really holding that frequency so that you are there creating and holding the space for your partner to just magically walk past you at the beach like Tim did for me. When you're in that space of clearing all that stuff, you shine, and your divine partner just walks past or finds you somehow, right? That's what I know so many women are looking for. And if that's you, then reach out, because we have a couple of spots left for, I think it's 8 days time. Maybe it's a week, because I think it was 8 days yesterday. So when you're in the messy middle, be aware not to get stuck there. If you're holding space for somebody else, it's a responsibility for you not to get pulled down into the mud with them. It's a responsibility to you first, right? Your frequency, your happiness, your joy, your connection, your alignment is really important, because when you're holding that for yourself, then you are creating a beautiful, beautiful life for yourself, right? So when you've got someone that you care about that's going through something, yes, be there for them in this, to start with. Be there if it feels right. Go to the depths with them. Feel the pain with them. Totally connect with them. And if you've got the ability, only if you've got the ability to do that, and then jump out. Because if you're not strong enough to go to those depths and know that you can jump back out again, then don't go to those depths with them. Because when you go to those depths, if you're not strong enough, they're going to swallow you up. If you've still got that pain in yourself, it's going to swallow you up, and you will go into this horrible cycle yourself, okay? You may be in a place where that pain no longer attaches as much as it used to. So when you're in a space where you are stronger, you've been able to self-soothe. I just saw Emma come on, and that's one of the things I've noticed that she does. Emma is gets into self-love and self-nurturing. That's one of her businesses. So hi, Emma. I've just noticed, I don't know you very well, but I have noticed that you're a self-love coach. And that's the thing, like when you're in that space where you are, if you're holding that frequency of self-love, self-reflection, self-nurturing, and you've had your cup filled up by yourself first, then you can support somebody who may be going into a deeper, trauma response from something that's going on in their life. Don't try to support somebody if you've still got trauma inside of you that hasn't, those wounds that hasn't been healed, because they will just drown you in that mud with them. So actually ask them, say, hey, I so love you. I so love you for all the things that you are. I love who you are in my life. And I really feel the pain of where you're going and what's going on for you. And I just don't feel like I'm strong enough to not fall into the heap with you. So you know, refer them to somebody. Ask them to go and get some help outside of you. Find someone that's got that strength, that's going to be able to hold that frequency for them, so that they can reflect from a place of being neutral and come back up into a space of healing and self-empowerment, to be able to find themselves, what's going on for them. What is it in you that is being triggered? What was my part in this? Look at doing the self-reflection, being humble with all of this, right? What was my part in what's going on here? That in itself is really healing. And if you can do that without being defensive, it's really powerful. Who am I? What was my part in this? So that I can then forgive myself. So therefore I can then I can see everybody else's situation. I can see everybody else's, role in this, and where they're coming from, and the pains that they're going through. And you can have compassion for other people, right? We're all going through stuff, and it depends on the strength of the person as to whether they can pull themselves out of the mud, or whether they need support by somebody else that's in the mud, right? Out of the mud, sorry. So life can be challenging. Life at the moment on a collective is a messy middle. However, do some deep diving, some soul reflecting. Choose to see where you are in your current reality, and what's my role in this? What am I doing? And then what do I choose instead? What would I rather be seeing? And pull yourself into a higher frequency. That's what we're going to be doing in Calling in the One, where we're going to be able to clear that with the really beautiful process of recoding. That means you don't have to do all the re-traumatizing of the body and the nervous system. You don't have to look at all the memories from the past that are causing the wounding. We don't have to do any of that. We actually just hold the space of what it is we want to create, who it is we'd like to call into our life. We hold that space. We look at what's going on in the current reality. And luckily we have this amazing process called recoding, and a few other tools up my sleeve. Not just recoding, but there's quite a few different tools that are really powerful in that process. And we go through that process and clear them without having to re-traumatize our body. So it clears quickly, permanently. It's the best thing since sliced bread. I have been a healer for 25 years. I've been doing this stuff for 3. My whole life has collapsed time in that process. Fiance, multi 6 million, not yet, 6-figure business. Health is amazing. Relationships are awesome. Like all of those things that can happen when you know how to clear the wounding out of the way, so that you can stay in your lane and really get the things that you desire in your life. So that's me. I'm sitting in my car in Sydney. We had to go and get Tim's car. He's getting a new top thing for his car. So we drove to Sydney, and we're just about to drive home, and it's raining here. So I'm heading off. If you're interested in jumping in and we're taking one of those last spots for Calling in the One, just put yes please in the comments here, or you can DM us and we can send you the link to the landing page. Actually, I think Irene's on here. Irene, can you put the landing page into the comments here, so that if anyone's interested, they can go in and have a look for it. Starting next week, 12 weeks, amazing program. We had 18 women last time, all of them getting results at one stage, like different people wanting different things. Some were just looking for friendships. Some were looking for partners, like we all have our own agenda with what we want to create. Love to you all. By the way, there's going to be a new thing happening here in Women of Light. We're going to promote it today, but we're having a name change. It's really cool. I'm very excited. I'm listening to my community. And we're going to have some heaps of fun because there's going to be this group and another group that I'm creating. But we're going to have a naming ceremony. We're going to have a fun party together of a sacred transformation party and a naming ceremony. So that's going to be, I think it's the 23rd. I actually looked at the date, felt into it, and then I looked up the Mayan calendar, which is a calendar that I like to just, because the Mayans were measuring consciousness, not time. And it's a one earth, so it's for new beginnings. And it was just, I'm just like, yes, I knew that this was a good day. So if you're interested in the party, throw into the comments party and we will send you the link when it's ready. And looking forward to celebrating together and watching this new group transform, because we're going to be doing some real fine tuning and specifics. Take care, keep shining brightly, and we'll catch you